Good morning, friends. This is your old girl, Melanie Rose, here to share your daily aspects. Today is Friday, December 24, 2021. Happy Christmas Eve, everyone. The part of the year most dominated by the night is just about to pass us by. The 3 longest nights of the year are behind us, and tomorrow morning the sun will rise just a minute later than it did the previous 3 mornings. The sun's rebirth will be complete tomorrow, which gives us reason to celebrate, for this tells us that we can expect increasing sunlight and warmth, promising better and more abundant days ahead. So here we are on the eve of the sun reborn. This is a good time to spend with loved ones, to be honest about our experiences, and to reflect on who we've been and who we'd like to be. The sun is in Capricorn, and this cardinal earth sign is a good friend to us. Sun in Capricorn is here to help us get down to the business of building our networks and empires. This sign's influences are optimism, hard work, and a strong sense of responsibility. In the coming weeks, Venus in retrograde may bring up some questions regarding our relationship to our finances. Additionally, Saturn square Uranus is throwing off some rebellion vibes. But Capricorn, my friends, Capricorn rules the day for the coming month. Challenges arise and they will fall away. All we have to do is continue to show up and do the work. The moon begins in Leo today, making ingress to Virgo early this morning. This represents a shift in the heart and home from fixed fire to mutable earth, from the steady burn to the shifting ground. The waning gibbous phase energy of this moon calls on us to continue our review of the last few weeks and to make notes regarding what items, attitudes, and approaches are no longer working for us. We will begin the work of releasing those things with the 3rd quarter moon in Libra this Sunday. Okay, let's look into these planets and aspects before we get into the interpretations. I have prepared a legend of the symbols we are looking at today so that we can all start with an idea of what energies are in play. As ever, at the top of the list, we have the sun. The sun represents our outer life. That is who we are when we step out the door, the person that people first get to know when they meet us, and also how we come to engage in our work, civic, and social spheres. After the sun comes the moon, and the moon has more to do with our relationship with ourselves. This is our inner life. So that is what you think, what you know, what you intuit, and also how you come to engage in your domestic sphere. Mars is on the page today. Mars relates to your personal sense of initiative, whatever drives you, whatever puts that fire under your butt to get you going. And Uranus is a planet for doing things differently, so often it brings about some change. Venus represents love and money, or how do we relate to those people and things that we value the most. And Pluto is our planet for extremes, that is, the death and rebirth, the extreme ends of the story, but also the high highs and the low lows of our experience. Saturn is here. Saturn represents the structures that we rely on for support, and Chiron represents our healing. As for aspect energies today, I see a few on the board. We have ingress. Ingress is a sign of transition, as a planetary body is literally moving out of one sign and into another. So it is going to be influenced differently, and it will influence us in a different way. We have a couple of trines here. Trines are very positive, harmonious aspects that indicate good times and good outcomes. Square energy represents the potential for challenges, and conjunct tends to amplify the effects of both of the planets involved, because they're basically in the same place in the sky from our perspective. Signs of note on the page today: Capricorn, Leo, Virgo, and Libra. So, with all of that said, I have divided our aspects into two columns, one for each of our luminaries. The moon sheds light on our inner lives, and it sets the tone for our emotional experiences and our domestic relations. The moon moves very quickly, creating many brief aspects that represent ambient energies that may produce moods and other internal experiences for us throughout the course of the day. The sun sheds light on our outer lives, and I address the rest of the planets on this side because these aspects take longer and they have more of an impact on our actions and interactions out in the world. And we start with the moon today. I give these current aspects in Central Standard Time, friends. At 2:24 this morning, the moon made ingress to Virgo. The Virgo moon during Capricorn's sun transit should find us feeling very intent and focused on the work at hand. We refine processes, we negotiate better plans, and in general, attend to the details with a practically extrasensory ability to anticipate and deliver on our responsibilities. This is a 2.5 day transit, and I invite you to take advantage of it. Attend to the details. Refine your plan. And then later this afternoon at 5:52 p.m., the moon makes a square aspect with Mars. So this will bring about a feeling of ambition that is awakened in our hearts, and it might be somewhat amplified by this Virgo moon and this Capricorn sun. However, our single-minded drive to satisfy our desires may very well lead us into unintentional or unthoughtful behavior toward others. This is a 2-hour aspect. So ambitious, but possibly thoughtless. And when I see something like that, I just want to remind myself, to be very mindful, to pay attention to what's going on, not just with me, but with the people around me. And, just to be really careful not to try to step on anybody else's toes or plans or whatever else it is that they're doing. We all have to work together. We can't, no one of us can just drive it home and do it all. And then at 11:24 p.m., the moon makes a trine with Uranus. Now, this aspect puts a positive spin on the idea of changing our hearts or making changes in our home. Communication and agreement come easily as we begin to rearrange the way we do things for better possible outcomes for everyone involved. Again, that's a 2-hour aspect. Positive outcomes with interchange. As for the sun side of the page, in the ongoing column, we have Venus retrograde and Venus conjunct Pluto. Venus will be in retrograde through the end of January, and this Venus conjunct Pluto goes through the 29th of this month, so just a little less than a week left of this conjunct. Venus and Pluto have been right on top of one another, making this conjunct that amplifies the effects of both planets. So our love and money habits are being amplified, and also The high highs and the low lows of our experiences are, seeming like much more than they usually are. With Capricorn heavily involved here, notice that Venus, Pluto, and the Sun are all in Saturn ruled Capricorn right now. The theme of this retrograde and conjunct may have more to do with our work and finances than our love lives. Do you have work that you treasure, or is it the money that makes it all worthwhile? There is no wrong answer. We all have to find some comfort in the pursuit of long-term contentment and satisfaction. Either way, a bright spotlight is being shown on our habits and approaches to building and maintaining our finances. This is the time to take notice when something we're doing isn't working. Now, I am no master of money management, so I won't be handing out any sage advice here. If you can't see where your habits are hindering the state of your treasury, you may be able to realize some small thing you can do to help your treasury along. Either way, Capricorn suggests putting in the work, while the moon in Virgo is inviting us to take a look at our plans and see what we can refine. Saturn square Uranus through January 6th. Recall that Saturn is the planet that rules Capricorn, and Capricorn is the planet that currently rules the day. Also recall that Pluto and retrograde Venus are both sitting in Capricorn together, making everything so much more intense. Now, Saturn is in aspect with Uranus. We may find ourselves under pressure to do things differently when it comes to our responsibilities to the people and networks we rely on for support and uplift. This may sound a little bit like trying to rearrange the foundations of your home, and the aspect is square, which indicates we're likely to meet some challenges. I foresee some alliances being made for group progress. As it relates to the Venus conjunct Pluto energies, Saturn square Uranus brings in a theme of rebellion against the status quo. The desire to make changes in our family and professional cohorts is going to run up against the apparent necessity of keeping things the way they have been so that everyone knows what to expect. Of course, change is inevitable. A lot of it will happen just by our waiting to see what comes up. But despite what may feel like a strong urge at this time to force changes, for example, by making ultimatums or using the rules to restrict or exclude someone, it is important to remain dedicated to self-review and to make no firm commitments to end or begin something in our foundational bonds until after the retrograde. And as for today at 8:05 in the morning, the sun makes a trine with the moon. This is the outer life in complete and harmonic accord with the inner life. We are capable of expressing our needs and desires in an open and guileless way, and these expressions are blessed with positive outcomes. This aspect lasts about one day. Outer and inner life in accord. Positive outcomes for honest expression. Tomorrow, Mars trine Chiron puts us in touch with our inner resources and healing vibrations. Also tomorrow, Venus conjunct Pluto will begin to find its way to the door. We can use these last few days of this aspect to look back on how it's gone for us and be prepared for any parting shots of high highs or low lows in relation to our desire and attractiveness. This Sunday, the third quarter moon in Libra will invite us to balance what we have against what needs to be released and begin to let go of those things that no longer serve us. and we will talk about these things and more as they arise. That's it for today, friends. This has been your Daily Aspects, an astrological weather forecast for Christmas Eve, Friday, December 24, 2021. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And if you haven't already, please like my video and subscribe to the Old Girl channel. I will leave this up here for a little bit longer so that you may have time to look it over. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. My name is Melanie Rose, and I will see you back here tomorrow for more Daily Aspects.